Hey guys, Sagar here. Uh, I want to show you some animation that I've been working on lately. So I will show you in this video that how to create this kind of effect with the React and Framework Motion library. Please pardon my audio and video. I'm not a YouTube pro. I just wanted to share this kind of stuff with you. So yeah, so let's say I wanted to build something like this with the I have a framework motion library and React I'm using for a main framework. So let's get to it. So if you see the animation and observe, there are a couple of components. One is this background border, that globe. Then this name should go from 0.5 opacity to 1 opacity. This should go from right to left, name and the avatar. And this no more button which should be increased from like 0 to 150 or something. So this is the main part that we wanted to animate. Now let's what I'm using for this video. Using this useAnimate hook. If you never heard of it, please go through the documentation once. How this works basically is that it will provide you two things. Once you call the useAnimate hook, it will give you scope and one animate function. Animate function is pretty simple. It takes two argument. One is the selector. It can be any selector like id selector, class selector, or it can be a tag selector. Any selector that you use css is in css. And this scope is the parent of whatever you are selecting. It should be inside this scope. So you will assign this reference to the scope, whatever parent that element that you are selecting. So put this scope on the parent and then you can animate anything inside that scope. So that's how we use this animation. You can do the same thing with motion component, but let's say you have more complex animation, this will be more useful because you can do async await here. Basically, let's say you put await here and it will wait for this animation to complete. You can do basically sequence of animation in one function. This is very handy and powerful. So go to the documentation once. I'm using the same thing here. If you use GSAP before, it is the same thing that we used to do in GSAP. So now let's go to the code, how you can do something like this. So I have one team member component. It will be responsible to render a card. So you first absolutely positions all four major part that we have. Put image in the bottom right, then put a name here, then this is a little glow will come here, put it in the position. Once you put that, we capturing the, like we show in the documentation, I put a scope on the parent, then I'm using this animate function. But one thing to notice, we wanted to do all this thing on the hover. So we need to capture two event, on hover start and on hover end. So I did the same thing. I put this capture two event on hover start and on hover end. So on our start, what we will do, we'll sequence this. Basically, avatar should go from 0 to -60 because we are translating it to left side. Then name should go it will be further because we want that effect. Name should go more left than this avatar. Then the glow should go to the right, and then opacity of this title will increase to 1 from 0.5. So on hover start, we are doing this value and we will basically just revert the value on hover end. So this is the major part. Use assign this scope to the parent ref, then use animate to animate any kind of selector. So if you see here, I have a major 4 component. I assign this 4 component to id, and then I'm basically just animating the value on that. So this is the main chunk. Got the point, right? For the no more button, I'm using something else. I'm using this motion button. So once I start the hover, I'm basically setting it to true and false. And once that state update, I'm rendering the motion button. So it will update, not update exactly, it will animate this width from 0 to 150. Same do with the like no more function. This opacity will be animated to 0 to 1. So that's how I manage no more button. So this is the main logic. It's not that difficult to do. Main part is this: you need to know how to use this use navigate hook. Go through the documentation, and if you find anything difficult, you can ping me on comment section, or I will probably give this code on my website and put a link on the same video. Ping me if you need anything in the comment section. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching.